Conflicts between personal choices and family interest have long contributed to the dissolution of marriages across the world, Nigeria inclusive, or even prevent some from happening. Over the weekend, a certain Cole family of Victoria Island came out to disassociate themselves from the traditional marriage that happened between a Nollywood actress, Wofai Father, and their son, Taiwo Cole. Today on The Steam, we'll look at the importance of family, marriage, and religion as it affects marriages in the country. I am Adewale Olashokun. You're watching The Steam. On today's episode, to discuss more on this, I am joined by Dora Daniels, a humanitarian and an event planner. Welcome to the show, Dora.
Thank you, Adewale.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
We fought tooth and nails to get you on the show. I needed to say that, but thank you. May I start with the letter that was released? Of course, that's not the focal point for today, but given the context to the conversation about what happened between the family of the Coles, the popular Cole family in Lagos State, and the Wofai Father, Nollywood actress. Thereafter the marriage, the traditional marriage that witnessed in Cross River State, the family came out to give a letter that we are not part of this. We don't have any hand in this, whether or not our blessings were given. Our focus is that we do not give our blessing and the marriage is null and void. What do you have to say about it?
This is deep. But then, if you ask me, I would say, why not family allow people make their choices? I'm sure it's possible that they might have been having back and forth with the marriage situation, but then the two people decide that they want to go ahead with their marriage and they decide. So for me, I think the family should have just stayed away from it.
Even if the family disagreed with you, I'm sorry to interrupt you, do you think it is necessary that that was made public?
It wasn't necessary, if you ask me. I think they were wrong doing that. The two people have decided to be together, so they should just accept them and let them live their life. Yes, even if they don't want to accept the bride or the lady into the family, fine, they should just give them their distance and allow them do their thing. Not coming publicly to disgrace the lady now. This is, for me, I feel
that is a
disgrace to the lady.
But some people will also argue that this is a very important family with long history and their heritage. So if you're going to be marrying into their family and bear that name as a Cole in their family, actually in the letter they said she shouldn't bear Cole. So if you're going to be bearing our name, this is our family, then we should tell people that we don't have anything to do with you. Should you go and steal tomorrow or something should happen to you, or perhaps you're involved in something, that would serve as a warning to people that we have nothing to do with this person, whether or not our son is married to them.
Well, like I said, they are adults and they've made their choices. I'm sure they are ready to live with the consequences. That's why they went ahead to do the marriage thing without the family consent. But looking at the marriage itself, I think the family of the bride, everybody, I think few members of the guy's family too were present. So it might not be entirely that the whole family are against the marriage, but then bringing a letter to make it public, I think it's a very far thing to do. That was being far, if I may say.
Yeah,
exactly. They went too far, you shouldn't have, but because they are adults, I mean, they decide they want to be together. Regarding whatever situation or whatever it is, they've made their choices, so they should accept it.
They should accept
and respect
and accept and respect the choices of both parties. Now that we've established the context of our conversation today, let's go into the broader view of it, of marriage itself. May I start by asking you to tell us what exactly is marriage? And in explaining that, is marriage just between two people, just the man and the woman that want to come together to marry? And what roles does family have to play? If you could just take it one after the other, please.
Marriage, the word marriage, it's deep. You know, it's a union ordained by God Himself. So I can say it goes beyond two people just coming together and making up their mind. But even at that, I think from my own perspective, I feel it's a decision. Once somebody sees somebody and I want to be with that person, I'm convinced that I want to be with the person. So it's not left for my family to see it from my own angle that, yes, okay, I've made my choice. Okay, yes, even though there's a saying that you only marry your spouse in the day, in the night, in the morning, you're married to the family. But even at that, they should learn, people should learn to respect people's choices. I'm the one that is living with this person.
With the conversation
I'm the one that wants to stay with this
choice
person
itself, it's not only your choice to make. When we come to, firstly, it's your choice, but larger context, it's the family that you're marrying into.
That's what I'm saying. It's the context, not the society.
They must have a say in what you want to do.
Of course, they have to see the person and welcome the person. What I'm saying, they should respect people's choices. These people are no longer kids. I understand how parents will want to take decision for you right from when you're a child, the school you go to, the career you should. Do you understand? And then they are still going to take it to even when you want to make a life decision of who you want to spend the rest of your life with. I think at that point, parents should learn where they should draw the line when it comes to taking personal decisions. Because for me, I feel getting married is a personal decision. It's not something that somebody should decide for me.
It's not something that has to be. But of course, if you talk about the decision, the personal decision, there are some people that arrange marriages.
Yeah, they do. But
perhaps the family would come and then bring a wife for you, and then you decide,
but you have to like the person.
Like the person and make a decision. But the influence of the family itself is what I want us to have a conversation about, because it's very paramount. Because for us as Africans, as Nigerians, and whatever culture or tradition you own, there are some beliefs and some customs that must be adhered to as somebody married into a family or somebody married into your family. There are some cultures, there are some traditions, there are some rites that must be done. So if you do not agree with those things, so how then do you continue to live a life with that person?
Okay, like I will say, life is revolving itself. Like we've moved from centuries to another centuries. Things are revolving.
Things are revolving, but tradition remains the same.
Yes, tradition still remains. But that's notwithstanding, we've seen marriages that are being influenced by parents, by family, by religion, and we've seen situations whereby at the long run, it doesn't even end well. Most times, most cases, yes, some people might make they got it right with the family decision, and yes, they end up and they are happy. But how many? If you want to check, it's only a few. When you see a man cheating on his wife, you start saying, she's not the person I wanted to marry, but my family influenced that I must marry her because of this, because of that. But the one he truly loves is out there cheating. He's cheating with the one he truly loves out there. So at the end of the day, what have we achieved?
What have we achieved?
Do you understand? So allow people to make their choices. Let them just learn to, even if you feel she's not from your place, if you must give a guideline, if you must marry, look out from this angle, look out from this aspect. That's the place we want you.
But there are some
but
things
please, you might get to find love.
If I can still come back to the issue of the tradition.
But if at the end of the day, I don't get to find love in this circle, dear parent, permit me, please, to go where my heart
belongs, and you get married to the person. But if I can throw this question to you as somebody who is experienced in the humanitarian aspect, and also as a grown woman, if you are faced with this decision, having to choose between your spouse or your parents' decision of not marrying with the person, marrying to the person, what would you do in such instance? And would you live with the consequences that would occur? Because I think we must understand that whatever actions we take, there are consequences that come, whether positive or negative. Would you be able to live with those consequences? And would you take the action in the first instance?
Okay, like personally, should I say I grew up in a family whereby you have the right to make your decisions. Should I say I'm fortunate to come from that family where my father will tell you it's your choice. I won't decide for you at the end of the day. So whatever you go and you face there, you take it. Because you are the one that brought this person to me, that, okay, this is the person you want to stay with. Do you understand? So whatever thing that comes from it, you handle it. Not that when there's a problem, you'll be abandoned at the end of the day, but
there are
at
some
least,
families that go as far as disowning their children.
No, it's not that in most cases. But even at that, when we know our father made it understood to us that, yes, there's a particular tribe that you will not marry to. And right from childhood, we already have that in mind that even anybody is coming for your hand or relationship.
And I ask which Nigerians.
So you know that since it's that place, is a no-no.
Why
a no-go area. I don't know.
Us.
Probably he has his own experience.
Did you ask questions about it?
I don't want to go deep.
Okay.
But then we understood it from the word go. So everybody, and we're in my house, we are more of ladies than guys in my family. So we already know that if it's this
particular tribe. So if you had found love in that tribe, you wouldn't go for it?
You would not go for it.
You wouldn't go for it?
I won't go. I won't even want to start the relationship in the first place. Because
so
I already know. That's what I'm saying. From the onset, when you're being guided, like, okay, this place is a no-go area, is a family thing. Do you understand? Yeah, even me, I know that I'm not supposed to go into that from the beginning. So me going towards that direction when I already know that it is stated in the family that is a no-go area, then at the end of the day, it's me.
Essentially, you would find love in what is acceptable.
Yes.
And what is acceptable in your family.
Yes, I should find my way on that path. But if eventually, of course, it's like in the case of you cannot choose love, you cannot decide who to love, you can, and then situation happens like that.
You would go for it.
Then whatever consequences that comes with it, I should be able to deal with it. Do you understand?
But
yes.
What do you say about families that go ahead as disowning their children? Because I feel at the end of the day, you give birth to this person, and whether or not the person they are marrying to, love relationship can always, what's it called? Scatter at any time, but the family bond, the bloodline has to be protected.
So yeah, you shouldn't, at no cost, you shouldn't, like, okay, because this person went ahead to do what the family say you should, then you want to disown. I think that's being...
If I can give an example of the Yoruba itself, of course, well, we understand that there are different, should I call them tribes? Not tribes, it's escaping my mind right now, but we have the people in Ibadan. We have the dialects.
Yeah, different dialects.
That's spoken. You have the Yoruba, the Oyo dialects. You have the Ibadan. You have the Eko and everything. There's some people that say, "Oh, don't marry from that." People from Shaki, don't marry. They're still with the same tribe of Yoruba people. Yeah. Don't marry from people from Egba. Don't marry from people from Ibadan. I'm saying even within the same tribe, you can still find this disagreement there still. So it is not something, and I also think it's something universal, because if you look at the bigger context, people were comparing, go back to a case study, which is Wofai Father and Taiwo Cole. If you look at that, people were comparing them to the royal family, Harry and Meghan, how Meghan wanted to marry into the royal family, and a lot of people talk about her skin color.
Like, talking about that factor, I would say if the reasons are based on I don't know the right word to use.
Excuses.
Yeah, just flimsy excuses like, okay, you can't marry her because she's not from a wealthy home. You can't marry her because
that do happen.
That's what I'm saying. You can't marry her because she's older than you. You can't marry her because of, I don't think that should be reason why parents shouldn't allow people allow, as in kids, to make their decision when it comes to choosing life partner. Do you understand? So I think if it's not a traditional thing, like I said, from my own aspect, is a family tradition thing that, okay, you don't get to marry from this family. Maybe due to a family tradition, whatever, it's a different ball game. But when you're now saying, okay, I don't want you to marry this person because maybe
the background,
the social standard, the class and all that, I don't think parents should take such decisions for their children.
How big is blessings, family blessings in marriages for you?
For me, it's a big deal. It's actually a big deal. It's actually a good thing when the both family comes to give their blessings. Do you understand how
so the
beautiful
context of blessing itself?
Is, yes. I think even from
the decision.
Yes, I think even from the Bible, it's supposed to be like the father, the mother will give their daughter or hand in marriage, and they will lay their hands and bless. That is the marriage the traditional marriage. It's actually your family blessing you that, okay, go and marry, right? That is it basically. But if you are now in a situation where you can't get to have that family, that blessing, I think the church is there to bless you regardless. But even at that,
churches
wouldn't even bless. They will have to ask for the consent of your family before they can even join. So
at the end of the day, it's not only your choice to make.
It's not only your choice to make. So from that end, try and settle with your family. But if in this situation the family is not trying to understand your own part, where you find love, and then you think the best thing to do is to go the other route by maybe having a court wedding.
Yeah,
I think
I was going to mention that because earlier
it's still okay.
Yeah, it's still okay. Earlier on, you mentioned that times have changed, and with civilization, of course, is what we have come to accept right now. Yeah. So with civilization, we've seen different ways of doing things. You don't have to go to legally. You can be married in a court with just you and some few
friends,
as witnesses,
colleagues,
witnesses to your marriage. So if you are restricted with traditions, with religion, or with whatever values, such as the one your father have, and you've refused to tell us, if you're restricted because of that, then you should take another route, which is the court, which is even the most legal part to take, because that is perhaps one of the things that are recognized in law. If we want to travel abroad as couples, you need to have a marriage certificate certified by the government. So why shouldn't people leave tradition, leave values, leave religion, and just focus on love, which you can directly get from the government?
Family will always be family. Even if you have gone ahead to do the court wedding, someday you still want to look back and say,
you seem like a very family-oriented person.
I'm coming from somewhere. Yeah, you would still want to come back home and like apologize properly. They will forgive. It's family. That's why it's called family. You can't choose family at the end of the day. You can disobey your family, you can hurt them, but they will still come around eventually. Well, at that time, pursue what makes you happy. If that person is your happiness, and if your family are not seeing that happiness that you found and want to support you, if there's anything you need to do at that point in time, do it first, and then you come around later to sort out
to just pursue your goal. We've mentioned different things that can inhibit people's choices, such as your financial status. We talked about the issue of family tradition. But another thing that we want us to reference, which was also a point of reference in the case study of today, family of the Coles and Wafai, is the issue of age.
Okay.
The lady was older than the guy. The man, I should say, is a man, is 30 according to the father. So with the issue of age, we've seen it time and time again. But even if we go back to history, or even we go back to religion, with Islamic religion itself, we realize that the wife Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam married was older than him, his first marriage.
Our parents.
So why should that? It's still a problem till today.
You will not even know. You don't know. Even our forefathers, probably they even married women. They don't even know their age. As those days, they just marry. They don't even know their age. So how are you even sure that the woman you are getting married to is not older than you?
But still,
do you understand? But I don't know why it keeps, because it's still a problem. Because, and it's more focusing on women. It's a problem when a woman is older, but when a man is far older than you, it's actually not a problem. And I don't know why that is. I was going to ask you
what do you think that is happening? But some people feel, if I can explore that a little more. Some people talk about the issue of submission. Will the wife submit to the husband?
No.
Some people talk about the issue of control.
No.
Will you control your husband?
As a woman, if you made up your mind to be with a man, regardless of who the man is, you respect him. That's one thing that comes first. That's when you know that if you'll be able to be respectful. If you can respect a man, that's a sign for you to know that yes, you really love this person and you want to be with him. Regardless of his age, he can still be older than you and you will still not respect him. Do you understand? So, but the fact that you can respect this man and you be submissive, okay, that is it.
But does it happen in all cases like that?
That is what happens most cases, not all, but most cases for women. Once you see a woman respect a man regardless, just know that she's
ambition is another thing. Why should you have such big ambition as a man? You're marrying somebody that is a lawyer, and then you
for the
just
man,
a secondary
it's
school
not for you
certificate.
to be the man, be in charge, be the man. It doesn't really matter if you think you're younger than she is, but just be the man. Play the role of a man, and then that is it. Where you see women disrespect men, most times, even if he's older or he's younger, is when he's not taking his responsibility as a man. He's not being a man. When I mean being a man, at least you understand.
I would have told you to explain to us what being a man is, but before I let you go today, Dora, you've graced me with your time, and I couldn't be more graceful for that. But before you go today, Nigerians are listening to you. They want you to tell them from your own perspective, and as somebody who has worked extensively in the humanitarian sector. So tell us, what should Nigerians do when they're faced with this kind of challenge? You want to marry to somebody, but the family refuses, that they would not allow you to. Should they go ahead with the marriage, or what should they do? Just to wrap up the conversation today.
I think you should follow your heart, because your heart will not lead you astray. That's one thing I do. Follow my heart, and it has always worked for me. So I don't, like I keep telling people, it doesn't have to make sense to you. As long as it makes me happy, it doesn't have to make sense to you. So that is it. Follow your heart. Do what makes you happy, as far as you're not hurting anybody.
Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation today. I look forward to having you around today when you are in Abuja again.
Of course.
Thank you. And thank you so much to our viewers for being a part of this episode. As you've heard from Dora Daniels, follow your heart and let it not lead you astray. My name is Adewale Alashokwa. The conversation has been about marriages in Nigeria and the role family plays in that. Until we come your way next time in another episode where we'll be looking at another topical issue as it affects Nigeria and Nigerians and even Africa at large. Do follow us on all our social media platforms where you can join the conversation. Bye for now.